we did our review for the Deadly Class TV show, I kind of went on a rant how much I don't like SYFY because they always cancel all of their good shows. What's the future of Deadly Class? Real quick answer. There is no future. This show's never gonna come out. This show's never gonna get picked up for a second season because it's been too long. He shopped it around. No one wants it, so it's just there to collect dust. And it sucks because not a lot of people know about this show still due to the fact that it was on SYFY. So even though I may check this out and I want it, and if it's good, I want it to do well, I'm guaranteed the show's getting canceled. God damn. Like I don't have any faith that this is gonna get to like maybe season 2. If maybe even get to season 2, I doubt it'll go to season 3. You know?
Have some compassion! Because it really affects people!
Welcome to the last minute reaction where we react to things with little to no preparation. I'm Mikey.
I'm Rebecca.
And today, people, we're back at it again with another reaction for you. This one is kind of something I wanted to do a reaction for because I saw, shout out to Blur Without Fear, shout out to Ernie because he talked about it on his show on the Blur Cave. It was something I forgot was coming out. I knew it was announced, but I just forgot it was happening. And it's happened pretty quick. We're going to be reacting to the trailer for the upcoming SYFY original show, Revival. And Revival is based off of a Image comic that was made by Tim Seeley and Mike Norton, and yeah, it's just I don't know. I just want to check it out because I've heard Revival's good. Like I've heard it's a really good comic. I've always seen it in stores, like on the comic book stands, on shelves, but I've never actually had the motivation to pick up the book myself. So maybe this show will do it for me. But yeah, a little concerned because it's on SYFY. What do you think about Revival? Have you read the book or have you heard of the book? Have what?
Right. So you texted me earlier. You're like, "Oh, we should talk about Revival," and I was like, "I should see what that is." So yeah. I read the wiki article on the TV series. That's just like the premise and who's in the cast and all that kind of stuff. And the premise does sound interesting. I haven't picked up the book. Like you said, I haven't seen the trailer either. So going into this completely blind, if it's interesting, maybe I'll check it out. Maybe I'll read the book. We'll see. Oh, say less.
One thing I do know is that one of the actresses that I think that's playing Detective Cypress, she was actually on another SYFY show that had a good amount of seasons to it. It was one of the shows they actually gave a shit about. It was the show Winona Earp. It was like kind of like a supernatural western show. Yeah, but she's that actress who played Winona, she's playing Detective Cypress in this. Sounds cool. I mean, I might actually check out the comic because I'm just curious to read it because Tim Seeley is also a great writer. If people don't know, he did the book Grayson, the Nightwing, the Dick Grayson spy series that came out, which I loved. Yeah, he's a good writer. So I may check out the book and who knows, maybe we'll cover it on here.
Okay.
Officer? Don't know what's
going on.
I don't understand.
Bits and pieces. No one's seen you for weeks. Dad's been freaking out. The dead have come back to life. What is going on? I'm fine. Okay. Because your big sister has a taser and a gun. And a low moral bar. What were you
Is she fine though?
Anyway? We're working a case.
That's why you have to
If
watch
anyone
the show.
out there suspects anyone of being one of these revivers, they should report their whereabouts immediately to the authorities. Don't take any chances.
Okay, this
That's
is
interesting.
reviver tissue, okay? Their cellular structure can regenerate.
Gates of hell have opened. End of days are near.
That Trevor?
Revival Day gave us a second chance, and I'm not going to let that go to waste.
Yeah, punk. Wait, what?
She's a murder victim who's alive.
That is not our daughter. She came back wrong.
Interesting.
Whatever makes them different could be the key to everything.
I can't police something that can't be killed.
There are 47 names on the Reviver registry. How do we know that's all of them?
Ugh.
I was on the bridge and something bad happened.
And I aim to send those demons back to hell. One by one.
He went through my phone.
I'm a detective. I was detecting.
It looks interesting. It looked like in the trailer there were both like, you know, people who are relatively normal after coming back from the dead and people who are, you know, more zombie-like. So
Yeah.
it'd be interesting to know how they kind of balance that, because I feel like after all the, which this has been over for a while, but after all like the Walking Dead stuff and SYFY had their own zombie show for a while, I'm kind of hoping it's not a zombie show.
It's too much. Excuse me, it's too much.
Yeah.
I hope it's more into like the mystery aspect of it.
Mm-hmm. Which I think which is kind of like, you know, makes the premise more interesting, where it's like, yeah, people just like out of nowhere, just not certain people, like everyone who's died or has been buried just comes back out of nowhere. Not like zombies per se, but like there is a mystery of like maybe some of them didn't come back, like, you know, correctly. I like that little mystery that they add to it. And just imagine, like, especially like this shot here of like how creepy that must be, of just like all of a sudden a whole morgue starts like the doors to start shaking because these people just wake up. That's crazy. That's very creepy, kind of like imagery.
No, that's a great opening.
Mm-hmm. Like there's that, and people like, you know, coming out of nowhere from body bags, and just people in cemeteries just like, you know, covered in dirt, like bust out of their graves. That is such a creepy visual, which I really do like. But yeah, I do find it interesting that like kind of another aspect to this was like, yeah, like, you know, they have to like create like a registry to track these like quote unquote like revivers that have come back. You know, so kind of treating them kind of like, you know, as like second class citizens in a way. You know, I think that's a very interesting angle to go with. You know, but yeah, I mean, but so far with this trailer, like it feels very much like a sci-fi show where it's like, you know, cool premise, but like the acting is like kind of like, you know, hit or miss, you know. And some of the shots and stuff like that are like they're just like, they're like all right.
I mean, it's all right. Like,
you know,
I think this looks better production wise than some of the past sci-fi shows we've seen. Like,
yeah.
I think it looks fine for what it is. I'm assuming this probably has like a relatively small budget, given that it is a sci-fi show. I just hope they can make it so that it's not too campy. You know,
yeah, that's what I don't want.
It's trying to go for something a little more serious.
A few moments later,
they got freaking Trevor from GTA 5 to be who's seemingly going to be like the antagonist, because that's like all this man can play.
I ain't no molester, Trevor. Shut up before I molest you, all right?
I wanted to see if you caught CM Punk in there, because I was like, why is he in this?
You'll see it in the reaction where I'm just like, is that CM Punk? Like, what the? Which again, he's been acting. You know, he's been doing more acting as of lately, because the last thing I saw him in was the show, the wrestling show Heels, which is a really good show. People haven't checked that out. Like this whole town, because of the mysterious circumstances of what's going on with these revivers, they're like treating them as second-class citizens, putting like no revivers allowed in their businesses. I like, that's a really cool angle to take this. You know, but yeah, but I do, again, I'm really curious about like the whole mystery of like, you know, with these revivers, like some of them, obviously there are people that came back like perfectly fine, but there are other people that, you know, are more complex, that are more zombie like what you see over here. And like, or maybe there's some people that are maybe in between that like maybe have appeared to have come back normally, but like there's more something sinister maybe underneath with them, you know. It's a really cool angle you could take this. And like, you know, I'm very curious about also like with Trevor's character. I always refer to him as Trevor every time I see him, so he's Trevor from GTA.
Did you kill him? What kind of fucking animal do you take me for? No, I didn't kill him. Oh, fuck. But I did kidnap his wife. Oh, no.
It might be maybe a more deeper supernatural way here, maybe even more like a scientific, you know, reason for why they've come back. You know, so they're incorporating different type of angles here with this mystery, which I think is really cool. It keeps you guessing. again, that's also a crazy visual of like someone burning into an incinerator and they just jump out. That's wild.
2 hours later.
I'm trying to get a hit. I'm trying to find CM Punk.
I think it was just like a split second.
Yeah, where is he? I thought he was gonna be like another like detective or someone like in the local police. Yeah,
I
listen,
could tell you he's supposed to be playing, but neither of us had read the comic, so we wouldn't know anything.
Yeah, read the comic. Yeah. Listen, as long as he does a GTS in the show, as long as he does his finishing move in the show, I'm for it.
Went for the Haluma kick. Punk interception. GTS.
Sensational.
Watch this show just so we can tier rank him against the other wrestlers and actors.
That's true. That's true. I also think production-wise, this is like closer to like Deadly Class level in terms of like production, I guess, if you want to say.
I agree. I was looking, like I said, at the wiki, and apparently this is a sci-fi show, so it's going to be shown on SYFY.
Yeah.
But it's also going to be releasing on Peacock, I think, the week after the SYFY premiere. So that should get some more eyes on it. It might have a better chance than Deadly Class in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
How much viewership Peacock's actually pulling in that's not people watching The Office.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Rebecca, the real question is, though, will you be checking out the comic? Will you be getting into the comic? Because again, I've known about this comic for years. I've just never checked it out or had the reason to check it out. So I might. What are you thinking about looking into it?
Yeah, we'll have to see. Because the premise does sound interesting. I'm interested to see where that goes. Whether I end up watching the show or the comic or not really just depends on my free time and how motivated I am to do that. But I think it sounds interesting.
For sure. Yeah, no, I will. I think I'm gonna take a peek at it. And if it's good, maybe we'll do it on the show at some point. Because again, it is I really do like the concept, and especially watching the trailer to get an idea of what the show is about. Like I really like the angles that they're taking with the mystery. So I might check out the comic for sure. But yeah, but the fact that they want to do SYFY and then go to Peacock, that's great. That's cool. So it could work out. It might last a little longer, than Deadly Class and Happy and Alphas and a lot of Night Flyers and The Expanse. Yeah, fuck SYFY, man. It pissed me off.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb, for real.